All right, just wanted to shoot a quick video showing you how to take a file that you've created and give ownership of it to someone other than you. Whether this is inside Shen because you want it to be a resource that stays there in that resource folder, or whether you're an assistant to an administrator and you want to create something for them and give them ownership, or if you're a teacher and you're creating it for someone else and you want to give them ownership, it's not really difficult to do. It's a couple step process. So here's this untitled document that I want to give access to an ownership to someone else. So I'm just going to right click on it and I'm going to go to the sharing options. Unfortunately, you can't go directly to, I want to give up ownership of this to someone else. You can see I'm the owner. So what I first have to do is add a person that I want to become an owner. And so in this case, I'm going to give Vanessa editor access. Notice there is no owner. It's only view, commenter, and editor. Okay. So I'm going to say share. And then it looks like everything's done. So how do I progress forward? If I do the same exact thing again, right click and say share. Now, interestingly enough, in the drop down for Vanessa, I will now see transfer ownership as an option. So you first have to add them as either a viewer, commenter, or editor, and then you can transfer ownership. Okay, when you transfer ownership, it doesn't take you off of the file. It simply changes you from an owner to an editor. You can see we just flip-flopped. If I do want to give her ownership, but I also don't want anything to do with it anymore, I created it for someone else. It's theirs now. I don't want to have anything to do. I can come in here to my editor and say remove and save. And now I've given her sole ownership of that file and my permissions from it have been removed. And what you'll see on your screen when you return is that item has a lock on it. You can simply at that key point right click and remove it because it's a shortcut that you can't even access. And that other person now has 100% ownership. So that's how you transfer a file from your ownership to someone else's and remove yourself.
This week, I went to a training on Infinite Campus and I saw something really cool. If you are in your gradebook and you expand the settings, there is a score analysis button. Once you're here, it defaults to all of your assignments for the whole academic year, and it breaks it up into performance categories for your students. And when you click over them, you see how many students achieved in that category. And when you click on it, you can actually see the student's name. You can differentiate this stuff by quarters too, if you wanted to. Really cool. I'm thinking instructionally, if you were looking for students who needed to be remediated or students you wanted to excel or push a little higher, it'd be good to see if they're consistently performing at the levels you think they are. I did just want to also remind you, this can be done in this overarching gradebook, but you can also to expand each individual assignment within your gradebook, just as a reminder, and do a score analysis per assignment too. This data is all actually editable, and you can manipulate it lowest to highest or highest to lowest. I hope some of you use this in instruction. If you do, we'd love to hear about it.